people to check in. Let me see how. Make sure we invite people. I'll have to take my email, shut it off. So we don't want all that noise going on. Okay, I'm trying to invite people. I don't see where I get to invite. Here, maybe? No. Goodness me. Ouch. Invite people. Oh, here we go. So, there we go. We'll see how this goes. Uh-oh. I'm missing something. There we go. Okay. Apple juice. I just heard something from somebody. Hello? Is there anybody out there? One viewer that's viewing. How do I get him in? This is troubling. I'm not sure. I haven't done this before. I've invited you. It says we have one viewer. I hope that's probably you, Cindy, trying to get in. Yes, it is. Oh, there you are.
Yay!
Yay!
That got confusing for a moment.
It did. See, I've never done this in where I've launched and started the whole thing on Google Hangout.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh?
It is. It's not quite as intuitive as you would think.
No. Were you able to get Mark in, or is he still trying to find his way in?
He's probably still trying to find his way in, knowing Mark.
Well, it took me a moment too, so I don't doubt that it.
See, I can always call him though and say, it is just 9 o'clock now.
And we're on time.
Yes, we are.
Well, okay, so you got to hear. I'm popping everything up on my screen.
Go ahead while I give a call.
I have water.
I have apple juice.
I believe you. I believe that's apple juice.
You know, I only do this when we do a podcast. I really don't.
I'm just surprised you don't have the cigar there and the apple juice.
Not today.
No, I got home late because we went on a beach walk with the family. And then we went and grabbed some food for everybody, got home, and I decided I was going to re-record that recording that I lost.
Oh, okay.
That started right at 8 o'clock. I recorded from 8 to about 5 minutes ago.
Wow.
And then guess what? I found the other one.
Oh, okay. I thought you lost it again.
I have two of them now. So.
Okay, Mr. Mark is not answering. I know he told me he had a dinner tonight.
Hi, this is Mark. You got my voicemail. Leave your name and number, and I'll call you back.
No, I won't. This may be a false alarm. So, it is. I am, because I got these other little Mark
You're
Comon.
a Smurf.
Yes, Mr. Comon.
All right, let me get my computer fired up. And I'm sitting here drinking tequila in the backyard, so I'm sorry.
Okay, and I'm drinking apple juice.
And I'm drinking water.
Hey. Does everybody say hi to Brian? Hi, Brian.
Hi, guys. It's the whole Comon family there, eh?
So Ryan and Kat are over for dinner.
Oh, okay.
It's Ryan's last week with us. He's moving to Seattle.
Well, he's leaving, so screw him. I mean,
I can't hear you, Brian.
I said he's leaving, so screw him. Forget it.
Well, but you know what? I always like to send people off on a good note.
I am just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So wait till you leave, Brian, right?
I leave all the time. I'm going. I go to Europe next. So I go to Sacramento.
So did you get a box in the mail yet?
No. The Eagle hasn't landed yet.
All right.
Inside joke, Cindy. I'll tell you later.
All right.
You don't want it broadcast live?
No, I don't actually.
I had a feeling.
He's got a package coming.
Then we can speak. So am I going to Google Plus? Is that where I'm going?
Well, I sent you a link. You should be right, Cindy. That's how it works. Did you just click on the link?
Well,
Hold on.
it didn't really work like that.
How did it work?
I kept trying to push buttons here and there to figure out where I was supposed to go.
What?
Cindy had a little trouble getting in. She's in, but
It should, when you pop it in, it should bring up another screen, a pop-up screen.
what was that, Mark?
You emailed me?
I emailed you to your Paul's photo.
Okay, hold on. Brian Money, link to show.
He's a newbie.
No, that's fine. But it should bring up a pop-up. And so he needs to go to the pop-up.
How are you?
Okay, are you in?
I don't see him. He's not
No,
in.
he's not in yet.
Here, I can see you, Brian. Can you see me?
No, I can't. There should be another window.
Oh, okay. I got to put my email in.
Did he have to put your email in, Cindy?
You have to agree to the terms and
Oh,
log
you have
in.
to agree to the terms and log in. Dun, dun, dun. So, Cindy, your hubby's home.
Yes, he's got a project he's working on right now, right behind me.
Yeah.
See, we share this office together so we can not look at each other and spend time with each other.
That's the best way.
I can sense him. He can sense me.
Where are you, my buddy?
Trying to log in.
He's trying to log in.
Forgot password. Let's see if that helps.
You forgot password? Oh, no. It's okay. This is really all about the podcast, but
it really is. It's not a big deal.
So you look kind of blue too. So is it your screen? What's lighting you? Oh, well, what's lighting you? Something on your screen.
What's lighting me? Oh, there's a little bit of blue on my Logitech thing.
Or it's sending me a text.
What, you forgot your password?
Don't announce it. You're live.
I'm trying to make them all the same.
I might be able to turn this off live, but I don't.
No, don't.
I'm afraid it would stop everything.
I gotta close the phone. I'll be right back to you.
You got it. Bye.
Yeah, we don't want him announcing what his password is for the whole world to hear.
You know, I love him dearly, but my goodness.
So are you able to record on your end then? Are you recording it, or
this is recording, and it's recording to my channel so that I can always pull that video/audio. But until I trust it, I'm also going to record the audio using. You have Camtasia. I have something called ScreenFlow.
Okay.
Kind of the same thing, and you can tell it just to record the audio.
Okay.
So what ends up happening is all of you as guests come in through the system and record as one channel, and then my voice, because I'm going through a mic, comes in on another channel. And
that makes sense.
Then I do a little hocus pocus and GarageBand and put it all together and stuff like that. But anyways, it has been very hot and humid today.
I see you wiping away, and your face is all right. Do you guys have air conditioning there?
We do. But the office is kind of in the far corner of the house.
Oh, okay.
So it gets like the least air. And it's also the side of the house. Jeez. Hello, Mr. Comon.
Hey, I'm installing the Google Plus thingamajig here.
You're installing stuff? Oh my God. I'm glad you were prepared.
I've never been in Hangout before.
You've never been in Hangouts before.
No.
That's funny.
Google Voice and Video Package. Don't laugh at me.
No, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
Cindy, I'm sorry, because I have the headphones on. I don't think he hears you. He just hears me. Uh-oh.
Well,
I saw a flash. I thought maybe he was coming in, but not yet.
No. Maybe we have viewers watching.
No, we have one viewer, and I thought that was you at first. There he is.
Hey,
oh my gosh. It worked.
He did it. We're going to party.
That's
me and my water, you and your tequila, and you and your so-called apple juice.
Apple juice.
I think it's the captain. It's truly apple juice. Spiked with vodka. Scotch.
So Cindy, who is that behind you? Whose back we see?
The most handsome man in the world.
Is that Mr. Cindy?
That's Mr. Wilkerson.
Very good.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Cindy. He's ignoring us.
Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Nathan. I just saw him wave. I can't see his face.
He's an engineer, and so that's his office, and this is mine, and we get to spend time together all the time.
So
very cool.
Kind of fun.
I need to clean up my act because the back of my studio set here is.
No, you look like you're just a prop happy person.
Wait.
You've been to Paul's Photo a little too many times, or
but see, so this is the location where I do my photo boot camp online, and I set it up. I set up the little studio here I'm actually in the dining room, but I got the lighting right, and I got the background kind of cool, Cindy. So I've got my whole swing going on here.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking after seeing Ed and his beautiful setup in his office, I want to put a faux wall that blocks off, you know, the plans table, and have it all decorated, all feng shui.
Cindy, I can make you some big fucking print, you know, of wherever you want to be, right? You want to be Hawaii, you know, where do you want to go? And we'll just put that right there. Every week you can be in a different location.
Well, you know, I was thinking with all of the series that we've been doing, you know, me and my kids, I can do each week have a new series up. It could be the Angels Amongst Us or anything like that. So
cool. I got a little secret for you guys.
Yes.
It's called green screen.
Green screen.
Yeah. Don't work as well. It don't work as well. No.
My husband is the do-it-yourself handyman of the century, so I can have my faux wall made up, and then I can turn around and use it for a shoot.
Right.
I'm happy.
All right. So let's get going here.
Right. So we'll get. I have to first start. We are broadcasting live at the moment through Google Hangouts, but
so no bleeps. I'm just kidding.
We're PG-13 audience here.
PG-13.
But I need to start the actual.
All right, Cindy, here
recording.
We go, baby.
So hey now.
What is it, tequila?
You don't know. We've never, Cindy. We've never
I've never had tequila in my entire life, so I really wouldn't even know what it does. But I've heard stories. I guess we're gonna get the first-hand knowledge of what it does.
Guys, I can just go away for a while and you can keep going.
No. Let's blow. Let's do this.
So I'm going to hit record, and then I'm going to announce us in, and then start the introductions, and we'll progress. It's pretty simple, straightforward.
Are you going to keep the Smurf light on?
Or can you turn? Do you want the
You
Smurf?
really look like a blueberry.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
You are, Brian. Now you're
go ahead. Put the lights on. You're just a darker blueberry.
You need a tungsten light on your face.
I love you. Sorry.
I'm gonna have to be a Smurf.
You're gonna have to be a Smurf.
There you go.
Because my office is tungsten light and this is daylight.
You know what, Cindy?
Yes.
He looks more like a a blue Shrek.
No.
No.
He
looks like Burl Ives turned.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I look like the snowman in Rudolph.
Yes.
My kids all agree.
All right. So here we go.
Okay.
Silver and gold. Okay, gosh, we got to start recording. All right.
We do. There you go. Look, you look great now. What happened?
I moved forward and back.
Something. The color went normal.
Daylight and it adjusted, Brian. So come forward. Lean in. There. Oh, that's too close. Back up. Back up, please.
You're good. The color looks good.
Let me start this recording.
You didn't know what you were getting into.
Me?
No, I knew what I was getting into. I knew what I was getting into. All right,
we're gonna antacids before. You're gonna smack me. I'm sorry. Okay, do it. Let's start.
One more button, Cindy. That's all I'm asking.
There we go. All right. So we're gonna go. What? 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pixelobby podcast. I'm your host, Brian Mandy, and thank you for joining us. Today, I also have with us our co-host and founder of the Pixelobby, Cindy Wilkerson. Hello, Cindy.
Hey, how's everybody?
We're doing wonderful. And our special guest for today, owner of Paul's Photo and the Creative Photo Academy, Mark Comon.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Cindy. Thank you, Brian.
We are glad you're with us.
I'm glad to be here, too. It's been a long time coming.
Yes.
So, just a little history. Mark here, I did a podcast for years and years called the Demacast, And Mark went on record as being the most interviewed individual on the podcast. To this day, I still don't know why, but Mark was always a great contributor. And
it was the tequila. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We're happy to have him. I'm really excited.
So, Mark, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about Pulse Photo, a little bit about the Creative Photo Academy.
So, thank you, Brian. Thank you, Cindy, for having me on. So, Pulse Photo, my dad started in 1961, and I've been working at Pulse Photo every day since 1974. We're a camera store in Torrance, California. We're a small, single-location family camera store. We carry Canon, Nikon, Leica, Olympus, Panasonic, Fuji cameras, and tripods and bags, and just a regular, old-fashioned camera store where you can come in and touch the stuff and get it and talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. You know, that's what we do at Pulse Photo. And then in 1988, I saw a need in my customer base that there was a crying need for information. And so we started teaching classes in 1988, and that grew into 1991, leading trips out into the wild and doing adventures and taking people out to make pictures. And that's morphed into building the Creative Photo Academy. And 3 years ago, we transformed a location. We built 2 classrooms. You know, we have close to 300 students a month. And, you know, I just bought my camera, Which End Do I Look Through class, to Photo Bootcamp, our most popular class, you know, to intermediate and advanced photography. And, you know, Brian has been gracious enough to teach some of our Photoshop and Lightroom classes. And we just do all kinds of cool stuff to help people have more fun and, most importantly, make better pictures and enjoy their camera and photographic experience. You know, because that's what my dad started years ago, and my wife and my kids and I. You know, it's a family business. We are really dedicated to everybody's experience and having the best experience possible and having the most fun and making cool and amazing pictures.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you know, again, one of the more fun things I think personally is some of the photo adventures, and you have a few of those coming up here in the future. Besides the main one we're going to talk about. So do you have anything on a few of those?
Sure. So we do 10 to 12 what I call weekend adventures. So we go for extended periods of time, out of town, overnight trips. You know, they're kind of like summer camp for adults where we have a lot of fun. So, you know, the main topic tonight is my Alaska trip, which is coming up. But in September, we're going for a weekend to Joshua Tree National Park. In October, we have 3 trips. We're going to Desert Hot Springs to do twice a year we do a figure workshop with my good friend Kim Weston. So we do one of those at Carmel and one of those in the desert. So in October, we're going to the desert. That's the Desert Resort Figure Workshop. In October, we're our second year having the honor of being able to go inside the buildings in Bodie Ghost Town on the Eastern Sierra. You know, and that's on our longest standing adventure, the Eastern Sierra Photo Adventure. That started in 1991. That was, in fact, our first adventure every year since 1991. The end of October, we're going to Bryce and Zion National Park. That's going to be a lot of fun. December, we're going for bird photography at Bosque del Apache National Park. In January, we're going back to Death Valley. That's our second longest trip. That started in 1992. So we've been going, oh my gosh, this will be 1992 to 2016. That'll be the 25th year of Death Valley in this end of January. February, we're going to Japan to photograph snow monkeys and eagles. In March, we're going to Tanzania to do our 6th safari in Africa. And then it goes on and on and on. I mean, throughout the year, that's the way my year goes. So it's very exciting, and all of the Pixelobby folks are invited to join us, you know, and take an adventure. Get out of your, you know, everyday existence. Leave the family, leave the work behind, you know, just for a weekend or a week, and come out and be creative. Learn to work your camera and let your creative juices flow. You know, one of the things that I think that the Creative Photo Academy does is it really empowers you to unleash your creativity, and that's what I'm dedicated to.
You know, and the exciting thing is, too, we have just brought Mark on to Pixelobby as an official member of Pixelobby, and he will be one of our gear people, coming and sharing with everybody his input on gear. With all of his lifelong experiences and courses and teaching and everything and all the experience he has, we are simply tickled to have him come and share his knowledge of the different gear that he's worked with, the different products. And, you know, at Pixelobby on Facebook, you can come and ask him questions there as well. So look for his articles, because under his name, and you know, if you look under the artist section on Pixelobby, there's a section for Mark, and it has all the links to his different sites and events, and you can see what his calendar's like and classes you can sign up for. But it's really exciting because over there you will see all the articles that he is able to that he puts out for you, so you can learn the products as well. So we're excited to have you on board with us too.
Well, I thank you for that, Cindy, and I'm excited to be part of it, because I always think that we're at the camera store at Paul's Photo, we're the pointy end of the photographic spear. You know, the manufacturers build this stuff, but we're the ones who actually get to talk to the customers and make it happen. And so we love to make it happen, and I'll always give you an honest opinion. But remember, it's one man's opinion. I mean, there is 1,000 opinions out there. I mean, I like my opinion because it's mine, but it's my opinion, and take it for what it's worth. But all I wish to everybody is have fun and have success, and you know, make the pictures that you want to make, because they're not my pictures. They're your pictures, and I want you to enjoy what you're doing with photography, because it's been my passion. It's been my whole life, you know, and I'm dedicated to helping everyone make the pictures they want.
Well, I'd like to say that I've been on a few of the adventures. I've been to Death Valley. I've been to the Eastern Sierras, and my experience just recently, as we think we talked about in the last podcast, I was in Europe for about a month, and I was on family vacation, and it is difficult to practice your craft and get better and learn while you're on a family vacation. You see something that you may want to sit there for an hour or so to wait for the right light or to explore around, but the family's not about that. So
they're not having any of that, are they, Brian?
But what's amazing,
you know, though, I guess it's the family you have too, because my family's all about it, and they'll sit there and they'll wait for me and stuff, and I guess it's how I've made them be. They've kind of gotten really used to it, and it's kind of our tradition. So I've been kind of spoiled that way. But yes, I agree, it can get difficult, especially with the equipment.
So we know Cindy's in charge. Basically, but basically, when you're on the photo adventure, you're surrounded from anywhere from 10 to 20 different and other photographers who are sharing that same like mind and interest. And the instructors and assistant instructors that go along on these trips also get to shoot, but they're there to help along. If somebody has an issue about how to set the camera, how to do this. So there's teaching opportunities and moments, as well as the fact that you have all these other people you can ask questions and bounce and share. And there's usually one night on a trip where you share some of the photos you've already shot, right, Mark, on the trip?
Absolutely. And because it's all about having the pictures and sharing the pictures. You know, we don't do this in a vacuum.
Right. So that leads us into this great trip you have coming up. You're leaving real soon here to Alaska. So Friday, right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the specifics of the trip?
Well, this is one of our more exotic photo adventures. You know, it's not something that we can just drive to. So all of us are coming from around the United States. Most of us from Southern California, because they're my customers, my people. But we're flying from Los Angeles to Anchorage. We're taking a small plane from Anchorage to Kodiak Island, and then getting picked up by a float plane. And we've rented an 82-foot luxury fishing vessel to host the adventure. So we're not staying in a motel. We're staying on a boat, and we're staying right off the shore of Katmai National Park to photograph the bears and the eagles. So we're going to stay on the boat. Every morning we're going to get up, take the Zodiac in, go right to the shore, go right to where the bears are eating salmon. We're going to get within 40, 50 yards of the bears and make amazing pictures. Then in the afternoon we'll be on the boat and watch the eagles come in and fish, because every day the crew on the boat's going to fish for us to make our dinner, and they'll throw the extra fish off the edge, and the eagles will come in, and we'll get amazing pictures of the eagles diving down to catch the fish that we're tossing out. And then we'll see whales right off the boat. So in the area that we're going to park the boat, there are whales right there. There are eagles right there. We're 100 yards from the bears. It's a wildlife photography dream. So it's going to be an amazing experience, and that's what all of the Creative Photo Academy adventures are all about, is bringing our people to where you can't normally get. So mere humans can't go there.
So how often have you been to Alaska, or is this the first time you're going to Alaska to do this particular shoot?
This is my first time leading the adventure to Alaska. My good friend Robert O'Toole is co-leading the adventure with me. And he's been doing adventures on his own, and we've invited him into the Creative Photo Academy team. This will be his 10th Alaskan adventure. So he's got the formula down, and it's just going to be a perfect, amazing experience. And by the way, Cindy, there's one cabin left. So for a single person or a couple, we could still squeeze one person in. If you could get off work next week and fly up to Anchorage with us on Friday, you could get on this and take these amazing pictures with us.
Oh, that sounds like fun. My husband's actually from that area. His tribe, he's of the Shimsham people.
Really?
Yeah, he's his tribe is called the Gitchen tribe. And so he was raised most of his life up in Terrace, BC. So
cool.
When we first got married, we went up there and we lived amongst the grizzlies and moose. And all of that stuff. So yeah, you will have a wonderful time up there. I'm really excited for you. It will be an adventure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, and I'm so excited.
But I was thinking, as Mark was describing that, Cindy, it sounds not too different from your backyard right now.
You have bears and eagles in your backyard?
Yeah, I do. I live in the middle of the boonies. I live in Washington, right off the ocean. I can walk out to the ocean.
Very cool.
And I have mountain lion. I have bear. I have bobcat. We've got wolves. We've got it. So,
very exciting.
So your experience, I'm very familiar with the experience you're going to have, but I think it's going to be spectacular. And if you have someone that's been there before with you guys, I think that's wonderful. I do, throwing caution, because of course I'm a mom and live amongst all of this. A lot of people want the great shot, but you also have to think of safety first.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to a moose, when it comes to a moose, you just stay away from those buggers. Just have a really long lens, but stay away from them. I'm more afraid of them than I am the bears.
Oh, so am I. And so where we are, there generally don't see moose because there's not the willows and the riparian woodlands. So where we are, it's going to be open stream heading. It's a gravelly stream, and that's why we'll get the great bear shots, because we're right by the ocean, where the river comes into the ocean, and the bears come right down by the beach. They're right on the beach. It's a gravelly beach, and that's where we'll be, and it's just amazing pictures.
And you're dealing with grizzlies, too.
No, brown bears. These are coastal brown bears. And
okay.
Yeah. So there aren't any grizzlies in this part of Katmai where we are.
And that's so much better?
No, they're less aggressive, and these bears have never been hunted. So they have no fear of man. Man is not a negative to them.
Doesn't sound good to me. It doesn't sound better. Bears are the one thing that I freak out of. I freak out over. I think I've watched too many Discovery Channel Canadian shows or something, and
well, You know, I used to be too, and I am still afraid of them greatly, but I'm not as afraid of them as I am of moose, like I said, and some other things. But there are different tips that you guys can take with you that would really help, is that if there's a bear there, you don't run. You just don't run, because then the chase is on. And I know that sounds crazy, but the chase is on, and they can run a lot faster.
But Mark, you guys are going to be on the boat, right?
No, we're going to be on land.
Oh.
We're going to be with the bear on land.
I went to Banff, Canada, and they handed us a brochure of what to do during a bear attack.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty freaky. This whole thing about if you're lying there on the ground playing dead and it continues to attack, then you do this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, my gosh.
So it's very simple, Brian. We'll have 12 people. You gather together, so you're bigger than the bear.
That's true.
Submissive pose, and then the bear will generally walk away. But where we are, the bears aren't going to care because they're eating salmon.
Sure.
So it's the ultimate smorgasbord for them.
And one of your guys, one of the leaders, has been there, like you said, 10 times, 12 times. He's done this. Right.
He knows what to do. So I'm never going to put my customers in danger.
No, no, you're going to have a good old time. You're going to have some great shots. Now, when you guys are Kodiak area, are you going to try finding a Kodiak bear?
No, because we're not going to be in Kodiak. We're going to be on Katmai. It's a different area.
Okay.
So the reason we got together was to really talk about what gear you're going to be bringing on this trip, and specifically for what reasons in this particular shooting scenario, and the type of gear you brought. I know you posted, I don't know if it was on Pixelobby, but you posted a picture of your camera bag, which we'll put with the show. And
I'll put that back on Pixelobby this evening, if you want.
So tell us a little bit about the gear and the bag and all that great stuff you're taking on this trip.
So my number one thing when I photograph is I want the best pictures possible. You know, some of my customers, I have one customer coming on this trip with one of the Nikon all-in-one cameras. He has the P9000, their new super deluxe, all-in-one camera. Some people are going to come with a Canon or a Nikon camera with the 18-300. Most of us, though, are going to bring the Nikon 80-400, Canon 100-400, the Tamron 150-600 type lens. And those are good lenses. They make an okay picture. 3 or 4 of us have really decided we want to go and get the greatest picture. I've been leading excursions to Africa. This will be my 6th trip to Africa. I always go with a high-quality 2.8 fixed lens as my prime lens. So back in about a month ago, I decided I really need to upgrade my lens. So I just bought one of the new Nikon 400mm 2.8 lenses as my prime lens. That I'm going to marry with a Nikon D810, and that'll be my primary camera. So D810, 36 megapixels with the amazing resolution of the 400 2.8 is going to give me pictures that are off the chart. I posted on Pixelobby my 40x60 enlargement that I made from the D810. That's what I want. That's what I want from my pictures, is the ability to do that. So the 400 is going to be the workhorse. That's the animal lens. That's the bear lens. I also carry a 1.4 extender, so I can take that 400 and turn it into a 560. And the current 1.4 extenders from Canon and Nikon on the Pro lenses makes an amazing image. So I lose one stop, so it'll make my 400 2.8 into a 560 f4, which is going to work great even in the early morning and late afternoon light.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll have a second camera, in this case a Nikon D750, with either the 70-200 2.8 or the 24-70 2.8 lens. So I always have 2 cameras when I'm doing wildlife because the action changes. So the 400 2.8 is going to be on a tripod. So in this case, I'm going to use the Really Right Stuff TCV34L tripod with the BH55 ball head on it with the 300 2.8. And then over my shoulder is going to be the second camera with either the 24-70 or the 70-200 lens, depending on what action I see. So if we're at this beautiful scene and there's 12 bears in the foreground and the beautiful mountains behind me, my second lens is going to be the 24-70, so I can capture the whole scene. One of the things that most wildlife photographers and travel photographers forget is to take a picture of the scene. They put the 300 or 400 millimeter lens on, and you come back from the trip and you see 5,000 portraits of the bear, but you never see any pictures of the scenery that the bear or the lion or the moose or the deer or whatever you're photographing lives in. And I want to capture both. So I've got the 24-70 to do the big scenery and the people on the boat and my friends. I've got the 70-200, excuse me, for that little bit of tighter shot of the bear, also with the mountains in it, or also when the bears come closer. Because sometimes the big groups will come closer to us, maybe 15, 20 yards away, and a 70-200 is the right lens. So packing this outfit with the 400 and the 1.4 extender gives me 560, 400. The 70-200, I can put the 1.4 extender on the 70-200 to give me 280. So that's 200, 280, 400, 560. I have a good range in lenses with an aperture of 4 and the best pictures on the planet. You know, and I don't care whether you're a Canon or a Nikon guy. You know, the 400-2.8 is one of the top lenses that they make. Now, it's expensive. It's 10 or 12,000 bucks. It weighs 10 pounds. Is that worth it to me? Yes, it is. So also in my bag would be the 24-7, excuse me, the 14-24, because I always want the ultra wide lens, because we're going to get some beautiful skies, and we're there. The daylight, sun comes up at 4:30 in the morning and goes down at 10:30.
Right.
So we're going to have twilight for like 3 hours every day, and I'm expecting some amazing sunsets and pictures like that where I'm going to use the ultra wide lens for that.
You know, and I found
and you're going to be up where you can. Sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I found when I was up in Scotland, you know, being that far north, that we had this discussion. We have this thing we call the golden hour.
Right.
That happens. That's just that beautiful light. And I found that when you're that far north, because of the way the sun just kind of dips across the horizon, your golden hour is like 3 hours.
Right. And you know what they call that in Scotland, don't you?
Time to drink?
No, it's called the gloaming.
Excuse me, what?
The gloaming.
Gloaming. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So that's where we're gonna be photographing during the gloaming, both in the morning and in the afternoon.
And
so
you know, it's really neat because you will also have the opportunity if the conditions are right for the aurora borealis as well. And those light shows that you will see are phenomenal. So that's really exciting as well.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited, Cindy.
Did I not
and
just
that's
see
where
that?
The tripod would be amazing. What's that?
Did I not just see that right now it's very active?
Yes. But we're not, unfortunately, we're going to be staying on a boat, so our photography of the aurora is going to be very weak.
You can't.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
So in the evening, though, I'm going to be sleeping because we're going to be up at 4 in the morning and then not to get to bed till after midnight. There's not going to be a lot of sleeping, a lot of photography, a lot of eating, a lot of camaraderie, a lot of fun, a lot of picture editing, but not much sleeping, unfortunately.
Right.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's so exciting. You guys are
So any
have
other
a
questions
great
about
time.
my equipment, what I'm bringing, and why I'm bringing it?
I do. The bag. Let's talk about the bag.
So I have a Low Pro 450AW, the Pro Trekker 450AW, and I bought that because it's the largest legal carry-on you can carry on an airplane. So that fits, the 2 cameras, the 4 lenses, and the extender, plus my laptop. And that's what I want. That's all I care about. So that's the same bag I'll take to Africa in March. That's the same bag I'll take to Japan in February. That's the same picture I'll take to a soccer game or a baseball game if I'm going to photograph, because it fits the gear that I want, the gear that I have.
And how much does it weigh with all your gear?
About 32 pounds. So I'm a little overweight on my equipment according to the airline regulations, but I dare some stewardess to pry that from my cold, dead hands.
So what I'm wondering is, when you're on the shoot, are you just carrying the lenses over your shoulders and the tripod, or do you bring the whole bag with you?
I carry them the whole bag with me because I never know what we're going to need. and we're going to be half a mile or so from the boat. So the way it works for me, Cindy, is the 400 lens is going to go on the tripod with a body on it. That's going to go over my shoulder, and then we walk out to where we're going to go. The second body is going to be on the strap over my shoulder so that I'm ready to go at a moment's notice. And one of the things about wildlife photography, you'll see the greatest thing, and you have 3 seconds to prepare. And if you're not ready to go, you're going to miss the shot. And nothing frosts my bacon more on a photo shoot than missing the shot. So I'm ready to go all the time.
You also need to explain that it's a backpack style.
Yes, it's a backpack. The Pro Tracker 450 is a backpack. Right. It's not a wheelie bag. I don't believe in wheelie bags because I don't usually photograph in airports. But I do carry things. I don't believe in the Josh Shaw motif that if it's not within 100 yards of the parking lot, it's not worth photographing. I'm willing to get off trail and get my knees dirty. In fact, for this trip, I had to buy a pair of waders.
We're going to be great friends. We are going to be great friends.
Cindy does, yes.
Great. Perfect, Cindy.
Cindy's known for laying low in the water.
Perfect.
Most of her shoots, she's completely wet.
Yeah.
No comment.
So yeah, it's really fun. I just love hearing what other people take. I've been looking at the Low Pro, and I've been looking at those same bags as well. But I usually.
So which bags have you been looking at, Cindy?
I have been looking at all of the Low Pro from.
Okay.
The ones that are for the carry-on,
right.
The ones you can use as a backpack, or the ones that you have the wheels with. But I look at those because I have the Think Tank belt system, which I absolutely love. I get lots of migraines, so I can't have a lot on my shoulder and across my shoulder a lot because it adds an added strain. And for women, it's good to know that women, their body is built in a way where their legs are stronger, and so the belt works really well for me.
Cool.
And if I want, I can just set it to the side, but I hold all my lenses there and everything, and then everything else I can wrap around my neck if I want and stuff. So I want something to take to the airport, and I just haven't gotten what I wanted yet.
So Low Pro has. I love my Think Tank bags for more city type of stuff, and the Low Pro bags are my country bags. You look at the Low Pro has their tactical vest system, and they have a tactical vest case. So Low Pro makes a case that you just take so you've got the camera and lens components off of the belt, and they kind of go in these little pockets. So if you can imagine, it's almost like a duffel bag that has little slots for all those pockets in it that then you can carry on to the airplane, because you can't take your Batman belt onto the airplane because it's not going to work.
No, I actually put it inside of a backpack, the whole thing. Okay. I'm able to put it in a backpack, and you can take them off the belt, as you know. Right. You can take them off the belt and assemble it, and then when I'm ready for my shoot, I put it together and put it on, and it's not a big deal. But yeah,
so
the vest sounds fun too.
So for me, camera bags are like purses for women. So Cindy, how many purses do you own?
I think you're asking the wrong woman.
I'm not a purse gal.
Oh, you're not a purse gal.
You really? I think I've got my Manfrotto bag here that I absolutely love. I like it because it's just, this is for my body and just some small things. It's not for everything else. And this is what I keep close to me, and I can put my credit cards in with it.
Right.
Then I have my Think Tank, and then I have other bags for my camera. But when it comes to a purse, I have one purse, and the only reason I have it is because I need to have an EpiPen for my son. Yeah, so other than that, I'm not a purse gal. I'm not even a shoe gal. People just go crazy with me because when I'm out on the beaches, I walk across the water. And I don't care if they're $200 shoes or not, and I don't buy $200 shoes because I do this.
Right.
I just walk across the water. That's just part of life, for me.
You and there was one other guy who did that.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. What's that?
I said there's you and one other guy that did that walking across water thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't walk across it.
She gets wet, Brian. I understood that.
It took her a while for that one.
Yes, it did. It did.
But no, Cindy's kind of your nature woman. She's living, as she calls it, the boonies in Washington, and she could be on that life above zero Alaskan living out up there with Sioux population 2 kind of thing. And feel very comfortable, except she would dearly miss her children, and her husband too. I think so.
No, I'd bring them all with me.
now, kind of a question to either one of you. And do you guys wear the photographer creeper vest?
I do for landscape photography because I'm not bringing it on this trip because it'll get wet, but I like a vest, Brian, because I've got my filters, my remote release, my Hoodman loop, my extra batteries, memory card. It's all with me. So when I'm out landscape photography, if I'm on like Death Valley or Yosemite or someplace like that, I've got the backpack over my shoulder, but I want to be able to get to these little knickknacks from time to time. In my vest, I also have a water bottle. I have a hat and gloves. I have other stuff that I'm going to need from time to time, and unfortunately, it's not a creeper vest to me. It's it's more hands. I need more hands.
Sure.
And unfortunately, my favorite vest isn't made anymore. Domke was the favored vest for years, and we are out. There are no more true photo vests being made. So if you want a photo vest these days, people are going to the hunting and fishing sections and trying to make those things work. It's very sad.
Or to Etsy. The homemade ones.
Oh, the homemade.
I believe there are some. The homemade ones that they're selling on Etsy and stuff. Okay. They'll do purses because a lot of women too try to find something to carry their cameras in, whether it be a bag or whether it be a vest or something, where it's not as obvious, that it's camera equipment. So they do it in the colors and all that fun stuff. Mm-hmm. But me, I'm not a foo-foo type girl. I'm a girly girl in some senses, but when I go out, I have my belt. I really go light. I have my belt, and then I have my Manfrotto bag. That's usually what I have, and then I have my reflectors, because you guys know I love my reflectors.
She loves her reflectors.
I do. And then it's just me and my assistants or my children or whoever's with me. Right. And I'm down in the water, so I often have to take off the belt, and I have my assistants watching it or watching the waves to let me know if there's a big wave coming or not. And so that's where I really carry light. I don't like to carry a tripod around with me. I use rocks near me to hold it and stuff. So,
Cindy, I am tripod for landscape photography 95% of the time. For wildlife photography with a big lens, 85%. The only time I won't be using a tripod on this trip is when we're photographing from the boat. So we're on the boat doing the eagles and the whales. You can't use a tripod on a boat; it just doesn't work. But for all that kind of stuff, I need the compositional aid of a tripod to get, because I am fussy about my corners. I'm fussy about my composition. I want the composition to be flawless, and that to me is all about tripod.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, and I guess it's how you're shooting and stuff. I do have my Manfrotto. I love my Manfrotto, and I have a pivotal wheel, and everything. It's kind of like a joystick, is what it is for mine, and I couldn't live without my joystick style one. I love it. So you're gonna have so much fun. I'm so excited and kind of jealous.
I'm excited. I can't wait. My only reticence about the whole trip is I can't post pictures. Because we have no internet, we have no nothing until we get back. So I'm gonna be off the grid for like 10 days, and then you're gonna be bombarded by all the cool stuff that I have. So, and I will bombard the Pixelobby crew with cool stuff.
That's cool. Mark, you kind of alluded to it. I think there's one part of equipment I'd like to hear from you, and that is all the, for lack of a better term, incidentals, cards, batteries, filters. On this particular trip,
Yes.
Again, especially since you're going to be kind of pretty remote, what is it going to be taking?
So I take the same things on this trip that I'm going to take to Africa. So I take my MacBook. I have a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and that's my life. I have everything on the MacBook Pro. I'm going to take 2 memory cards per day. So we're gone 10 days. I'll probably take 24 of the 32 gigabyte Hoodman raw CF memory cards, and probably 24 of the 32 gigabyte Delkin Black SD cards, because those are the best memory cards on the planet. You know, we sell a lot of memory cards at Paul's Photo. We also see a lot of defective memory cards, and I don't want to say anything bad about another brand, especially the biggest brand on the planet that everybody knows, but I see a lot of defective memory cards from that company. And so I won't personally use that, and I use... exactly. So, Brian, those cards, those are old cards.
Yes.
Put those in your 5D Mark III, you're going to have problems. And so...
well, find some wood somewhere. I have never had a problem yet.
Well, thank God. So, but I'm a firm believer in the top quality American-made memory cards. So my process is I put a new memory card in the morning, format the memory card in the camera, photograph all morning. So this shoot is going to be very much like an African safari where we have 2 shoots a day. We're going to have a morning shoot and an afternoon shoot. So morning, come back to the boat, download my pictures. As we have time, edit those pictures. So, you know, I'm probably going to shoot 500 to 1,000 shots in the morning. And hopefully by lunchtime, I'll get that down to 50 or 60 or maybe even 20 good ones. And then in the afternoon, I'll look at my memory card, and is that memory card, how much of the memory card did I use? You know, so a 32 gig card in my D810 in RAW is going to give me 800 photos. So if I shot 200 or 300 photos in the morning, I'll put that memory card back in the camera and take it out in the afternoon. If I shot 500 photos in it, I'm going to put a new card in and take it out for the afternoon. And then I'll do the same thing in the evening. And at the end of the evening when we get back, I'll download the pictures, I'll edit the photos, and at the end of the day, I bring a LaCie rugged portable hard drive that I back up the laptop onto the hard drive. So I always have 3 copies of all my photos.
Yep.
I have the original memory card, I have the laptop copy, and I have a portable hard drive with the edits already done. And the reason why...
So what was that brand again? Would you mind repeating what the brand?
So it's a LaCie portable hard drive. It's a USB 3.0 hard drive. They're a couple $100.
And the cards?
I use the Hoodman raw cards and the Delkin black cards. Those are the best cards that I found. The Delkin black and the Hoodman raw cards, you have to go to a certified professional camera store to buy those. The LaCie hard drives, we used to sell them at Paul's Photo. We can't make any money on them. There's no profit in them. So we gave up selling them. So you go on the internet and find them nowadays. You know, a lot of my customers are just going to Costco and buying the Seagate or Western Digital hard drives there, and they're having some success with those. Every now and then you get a bad one. So
I have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
One question is, with the legalities of going to these different places, what do you tell your clientele that's coming with you? What do they have to be prepared to have in, like, do they have to get a special visa to go to the one in Africa? Do they have to apply for a specific type of visa to do your safaris?
I take care of all of that. You get when you sign up with us, you get a 20-page packet that spells all that stuff out. And Cindy, if you like, send me an email and I'll email you one of our packets. I'll email you the packet for Alaska.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I'll email you the packet from Africa that has the what to bring, what to carry, how to do that. And then on a big trip like Alaska or Africa, or we just got back from Cuba, we'll have a meeting. So it's either a physical meeting for everyone who's in town, or we'll stream it, do a webinar, do a GoToMeeting for everyone who's out of town, so we can go over these kinds of questions and let people ask all the questions. Because the last thing I want to do, and thank God, knock on wood, Brian, we never have people who are grossly unprepared. Because one of my jobs as the leader is to make sure that you, Cindy, have all the information you need. Whether you choose to heed that or not is up to you, because you're an adult, and I'm never gonna
Well, and you know, I think the folks out there really need to know that this is how you know that this is a professional that's looking out for you. So if you're going to go on a safari, you want to go with a group like Mark's group because, like he said, he has everything prepared for you and ready for you to do things the right way. And you won't be in a situation like this group recently that all had to be deported from their country because, you know, all these photographers and stuff were arrested and had to be deported because their ducks weren't in a row. So you do want to make sure that the groups you'd go with are legit, such as Mark's group that goes around and does all these photoshops. The other question I have for you is clothing. So when you go to these shoots, do you wear camouflage clothing, or do you just go, you know, or do you wear dark clothing? Kind of like at a wedding, we have to prepare. You have to dress nice, but you have to be in your darks, not the bright reds, so you don't get the reds in their eyes and stuff like that. When you're going on these ventures that you go on, how are you guys dressed?
So
besides your gear.
So I try to. That's all part of the packet that you get. You know, in Africa, for one, you're not allowed to wear camouflage. That is against the rules. So you wear a tan or a khaki clothing. If you're in black or in camouflage in Africa, you're considered a poacher, and in some places you will be escorted out. And some places you will find a less than reasonable response to that. Yes, exactly. So,
I want to kind of reflect what Cindy's saying here, and I think we've talked about that before. Like when you went to Cuba, you actually went to Cuba before you took a group because you need to scout out and make sure the locations are correct, the places you're going are correct, that they're safe, they're good locations for shooting.
Correct.
And again, if you've been going to Death Valley for 25 years, the Sierras for longer than that, I can't emphasize enough when I went, it's certainly I could jump in the car and I can drive up to the Eastern Sierras. But the camaraderie with all the other photographers is just an amazing experience that you're just immersed in people that are all talking photography. It's great. And that you know this time in the morning, this is the place to be. And if it's overcast, then we go to this place. Correct. If it's you know all and you have that experience. That's something I wouldn't get if I just said, I'm going to take a trip to the Sierras or I'm going to go to Death Valley on my own and go photograph. That's not to say you wouldn't have a good time and get good photographs, but your experience is so much more enhanced and enriched going with this group of photographers. It's amazing.
Well, and that's exactly right, Brian. I see people all the time. You know, Mark, I went to Death Valley just like you do. And how come I didn't get the pictures you get? Because you didn't, you don't know where to go. You don't know when to be there. And that's one of the things that you're paying me for and paying my crew for and my instructors for is we've prepared. We know where to go. We know the right time of year to go, the right location to go, and we put you in a position to succeed. I want you to succeed. I want you to get great pictures. I want you to have a great time, and that's what the Creative Photo Academy Adventures are all about.
Cindy, do you have any more for Mark?
No, I'm really enjoying it. It's right up my alley, and I agree. Having someone prepared is essential. It really is, and even with my clients, I have to tell them I need to look for the tides. I need to look for safety and everything like that. So it's really exciting to see other photographers care about their clientele as much as you guys do. I love that you guys have all the courses and classes that you have, the venture walks, the being able to travel to all these different locations. And I really am tickled that you're on board. So that's really neat.
Thank you, guys. It's a great pleasure to be part of the Pixelobby, and I look forward to getting you some articles and stuff like that as I promised, but as you can see, my schedule is kind of crazy, so and I do the best I can.
I can testify to this. Mark is one of the busiest men I know. This man is nonstop, go, 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 because, he's running a business during the course of the day. Then he's holding classes in the evening, and then the weekends he's off on trips or adventures or even like night walks or we're shooting in it's something as simple as downtown Disney tonight, and there'll be a group going to that. So I don't know how your family puts up with it, quite frankly, because you're like never around.
So you can talk to Cheryl. She's looking at me right now, asking when are we going to be done with the interview.
Well, we're wrapping it up right now.
I know. But I try to find a balance, Brian, and it's the life that I have chosen is to make photography live for everybody and to inspire people and bring people about. And it's a great life and it's a great experience. And I love to do it, and I love to share my passion with you and with Cindy and all the Pixelobby viewers, and just make a great thing of it. And it's just, I'm so blessed. I thank God every day for it.
All right. Thank you very much, Mark. We appreciate that. Cindy?
Before he goes, can you tell us again the name of your school and
Sure.
where you teach people?
It will
and
be on
also
the links, too.
Paul's photo, of course.
Okay. So Paul's Photo is in Torrance, California. paulsphoto.com,
Okay.
PAULSPHOTO.com, and creativephotoacademy.com. Just as it says, creativephotoacademy.com. It's on the links.
All one word.
All one word, no apostrophes, no dashes, no nothing. And if you do creative photo workshops, you get my buddy Glenn down in Australia.
That's right. And we're good friends with Glenn, aren't we?
We're good friends with Glenn. But Creative Photo Academy is us, and you'll find links there to the classes. You'll find the ability to sign up for the trips and adventures and all kinds of great stuff. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any questions? Oh, also follow me on Facebook. Mark Comon on Facebook, Creative Photo Academy on Facebook, Paul's Photo on Facebook. We're all there, and that's where the Pixelobby hangs out, and we do all that cool stuff together.
There's one more.
All the links are available on Pixelobby.com.
The photo guys. Those links will all be down in the show notes.
And then all of these links that we've mentioned on Pixelobby.com and under Mark's profile and also on the podcast. So
great.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
So, hey, I want to thank everybody, for tuning in, listening, and soon, as we get about 5 shows under our belt, we'll be on iTunes, so you can subscribe to the podcast as well and listen to us. And I just want to mention that one of the great things about subscribing and listening to podcasts, it's what they call, you can listen to it anytime. If you're on a walk, if you do walks in the morning, in the evening, you drive into work, at your convenience, you can listen to these shows. And it's some great information being shared, some great tips. So we learned an awful lot about some of the equipment that Mark uses on this particular trip. His equipment may change and vary just a little bit depending on where he's going due to the conditions, but there's some great information. So once again, I'd like to thank you, and as I would usually say, take a picture. It lasts longer.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Cindy. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, Mark. Bye now.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
There we go.
Still there?
Are we clear?
We're clear. Well,
right.
now we're actually
we're done.